Hey everyone, Soph here. So you may have seen one of my previous videos saying about plans for 2024. Obviously I'm getting a van to turn into a mini camper van, so I can go out, I can do, self camping, I can go like all around the country in it. That's my plan anyway. And I want to do things like coastal foraging, things like that. And I've really kind of got into like nature recently, and I kind of want to understand more about it. And one of the things I've decided to start researching and gaining knowledge in is about like mushroom foraging. I'm in absolutely no position to be able to forage mushrooms, because you have to really know what you're doing. Obviously some of them can easily kill you, but yeah, I'm starting to gain my knowledge basically. So I thought I'd like bring you along. I've got this app, it's called Picture Mushroom. So when you see a mushroom, you can take a picture of it on the app, it'll identify it for you and tell you whether it's edible, if it's toxic, or if it's just not edible or whatever. But whenever you're learning these things, you can't just use like one source of information, because obviously one source may not be totally accurate, so you have to get lots of information. Don't just rely on one source, and if in any doubt, throw it out basically. So we're going to just see what we can find. I'm in my local park in Pittville Park. It's an absolutely beautiful park actually. I'll show you around. There's also the historic pump rooms where the spa water came from, which Cheltenham's famous for, hence it's a spa town. They're in here as well. So yeah, I think we'll just have like a nice walk around the park and see what we find. Let's go. When you are looking for, things like mushrooms, I haven't actually seen any yet. You have to kind of take into account your location, so whether it's like grassy and what trees are around, because what trees are around can also help indicate whether that mushroom's poisonous or not. For example, you can find something called chicken of the woods, which apparently is like really tasty, really nice, but if it's growing on a yew tree, it's poisonous. So otherwise you can pick it, so that's kind of why you need to know your trees as well, because if it's growing on yew, it's poisonous, because yew is a poisonous tree. So things like that, that's like easy mistakes you can make, like, oh yeah, it looks fine, it looks like a chicken in the woods, but it's poisonous. So yeah, we'll just keep having a little mooch, see if we find anything. If I do, I'll show you, and I'm going to get some nice shots of the park for you as well. Now I found some fungus growing here. I'm going to get the app out and see what it is. These bits here, they look like turkey tails to me, which isn't an edible mushroom. It's on some dead wood as well. See, like I say, knowing your surroundings helps you identify what's what. I think this is a fungus coming out of here as well. So let's get the app out and let's just see what it says. So this is the app, and it's told us what we found. It's also given us just a couple of little like variations as well of what it could be, probably because my pictures weren't able to actually be that great with it. It then goes down, it tells you, about it. It tells you where it's, the season it's in. Sometimes it gives you a heat map of where, they are. And that's just some details about it as well. So yeah, that's some information there about the first one that we found. So this is the second one, the one next to it, which is a different species. It was a turkey tail, so I was quite pleased with myself. That's the first one I've actually been able to identify myself. I think it's because they're pretty common, really. It also tells you whether it's like a parasite for the wood, whether it kind of eats the wood, stops it decaying, or does decay the wood itself. But yeah, that was the second one that we found. It was a turkey tail. So this part of the park is a big lake. I think there's a little fish trying to keep sort of poking its head up there. Oh, and there. You can fish here. This is a fishing peg. There's lots of fishing pegs like all over. Obviously it tells you the rules here, like no rod license, no fishing, you've got to get a day ticket, and I think you can only fish, not permitted between 15th March to the 15th of June. And there's lots of fish in here actually. Like in summer, when it's clearer, you can kind of see like dace and things like that, maybe like perch. Kind of see they're all around. You can see like the ripples in the water there. Fishing is also something that I want to try and get into. I'm just going to start doing like lake fishing so I get the hang of it, and then hopefully be able to, like, you know, catch my own fish in the sea. That's what I'd like to be able to do. But yeah, lovely little lake. There's swans over there as well, so we'll go around. Obviously, like, this is winter time, so it doesn't look as appealing. But yeah, definitely in summer it's a really nice place to come and hang out. If no one's fishing, like, these are really nice places to come and sit as well. So yeah, let's keep going around. I'm actually really lucky because this park is literally on my doorstep. It's at the end of my road and I don't utilise it enough. So yeah, while I'm like kind of getting into these things and kind of educating myself and kind of, you know, just learning more about my surroundings and nature and things, I'm going to really start to like utilise it, which is great. Gets me out the flat. This is actually the fish that's in the lake. So you've got common carp, roach, perch, pike. These are like the insects around. Little rodents, brown rat, very sweet. Bats as well. Gulls, and all the birds and waterfowl. These are all the sorts of things you can see in the park, which is really nice. So I'm really looking forward to, like, when I actually get my whip, which is a rod basically, to try and catch some of these as well. So we found another one. It was an oak bracket. There's the heat map there. That's the description of it. Someone's actually tried to eat this, so it's not really clear whether it is edible or not. It's certainly not something I'd be eating. But yeah, apparently it's got a bit of an acidic taste. It doesn't sound like it's particularly a nice one. But yeah. So this is the boathouse in the park. It's also a cafe as well. They do really nice sandwiches in here actually. And you can also rent boats. I'll see if I can show you a couple of the little boats. In the summer months you can rent them and go up and down the lake. It's like coffee, chocolate, ice cream. Yeah, they're all covered up at the moment. But yeah, you can rent them. Looks like it's open as well. It's quite often, it's got funny opening times. It doesn't actually open like that much, so I'm surprised it's open. There's also tennis courts up here. There's a skate park as well, just round the back. Oh, just here, yeah, skate park in there. So yeah, let's go round to the pump rooms. So here we are. This is the famous Pittville pump rooms. That's where the spa water originated from. And I think actually what made it famous was like back in the 1800s, something like that, maybe even before. I think there was like a King George at that time. And this particular king, he had a lot of like bilious issues, a lot of like abdo problems. And back then they said, why don't you try the spa water from Cheltenham? And he says it cured him. Obviously there's no scientific evidence for that whatsoever. He probably just felt a bit better after drinking it. However, it was basically what put Cheltenham on the map. Cheltenham then became, because it had the King's endorsement for its spa water, lots of people at that time were told to come to Cheltenham, drink the spa water, it'll make you feel better, it can cure you, and you know, all these different things. So because it had basically the endorsement of the King, Cheltenham started to grow, and it then became a place for fashion, which it still is today. It then became the place to be, like if you're going to a party you have to come to Cheltenham, and the King himself would visit it regularly as well. And Cheltenham itself used to be an absolutely tiny village back then, and now it's absolutely massive. Like for a town still, it is like kind of the size of a city really. It's a huge town. But yeah, that's a little bit of the background behind the spa water for you. I think you can arrange to like go in there and try it yourself. I remember going on like a school trip once, and we tried it, and I can remember it just tasting kind of salty, to be honest. And that was like, oh god, that was years ago. I'm surprised I remember that. It was like primary school. But yeah, I just remember it kind of tasting sort of salty and minerally kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. That's the pump rooms. So I'm going to start heading back now, guys. I'm going to start walking back. I hope you've enjoyed just coming on a random walk with me, coming outside. I hope you've like learnt a few things as well. I'm going to be doing lots of these little outdoor things on my channel. I'm not going to set up like a new channel for it, because I'm not going to be doing like loads of videos or anything like that. It's just something different to add to my channel, instead of always just reselling, charity shop, car boot. So I just kind of thought it'd be nice for you guys to kind of just see what I get up to, possibly even, you know, like get to know me a little bit more, the things that I like doing, the things I want to get into, you know, all that kind of thing as well. It's nice to kind of get to know the person behind the camera a little bit as well. So that's kind of like my aim really. So yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I will catch you all very soon. See you later.